Afternoon, I'm Brian Iacono. There is a new plan on the table now that could allow work to resume once again on that controversial Cincinnati streetcar project. 9 on Your Side reporter Tom McKee live this afternoon at Cincinnati City Hall with that new information.
Well, it's a compromise for Mayor John Cranley, who has said all along he believes the streetcar project is too expensive. However, just a short time ago here at City Hall, he said if the private sector will guarantee $80 million in operating costs, he'll go ahead and commit the city's capital funds to go ahead and finish phase one. Mayor John Cranley was surrounded by leaders of unions representing city workers as he made that announcement. He doesn't want streetcar operating dollars to come out of the general fund and impact basic city services. So he's given supporters a week to find a guaranteed $80 million solution.
And I know that it may not be possible. And frankly, if they can't come forward with those kinds of operating dollars, I won't be upset. It's a huge obligation, but it's an obligation that I believe that these guys shouldn't have to bear, and the citizens shouldn't have to suffer.
Kevin Flynn says it's a matter of risk management for the city, and operating funds could come in a number of ways.
It can be cash, it can be pledged assets, it can be securities, it can be real estate, it can be anything that has a tangible value, a marketable value of sufficient to provide for the long-term guarantee.
Streetcar supporters say 7 days isn't much time to get the job done, but they're ready to roll up their sleeves.
Hope is not a strategy, but we are believers in this city. We're believers in the streetcar, and we're going to move forward. I am very confident that one way or another, this will work out.
We've been talking with a number of people who are willing to figure out how to solve that $3 to $4 million gap every year. Right? We know there's a way of doing that. There's 17 different ways of doing that. There's some uniquely Cincinnati way of doing that.
And there is a very tight deadline for all of this. An independent audit is underway to determine the costs, and council is going to vote on the results next week. The federal government, meanwhile, is watching very carefully, setting a Thursday night midnight deadline to know what the city is going to do, or it could pull all $45 million in federal funding. Tom McKee, 9 on Your Side, live at Cincinnati City Hall.
Tom, thank you. Now here's a look at where we stand right now in terms of the streetcar project. KPMG, a global auditing firm, started an audit of the streetcar project itself. City Council has suspended work on the streetcar until members can see the audit results. A pro-streetcar group is working this week to collect signatures to place a charter amendment on the ballot that would force City Council to continue the project if it is approved by the voters. Right now at WCPO.com, reporter Kevin Osborne is on your side with a detailed look at what is at stake, which City Council members remain undecided, and what is likely to happen next.